This is the third part of a series of 5 videos I'm doing with Mark Burgess on the effect of AI in a state agency. In the first section, we talked about pre-AI systems. The second section was the age of AI and it coming in and helping agents automate. And now the third part is how estate agents can prepare and compete using AI, building an AI-driven model. Um, Mark, I know you have Lifecycle, which is a CRM system for estate agents, and it's a fantastic bit of kit. Others are available, but I just want to spend a few minutes talking about agents who are not on Lifecycle, about how they could utilize AI to prepare and compete in this market. And again, we'll probably end up on Lifecycle anyway, because you're living and breathing it. You're not doing
Sure.
some wild and wacky stuff. So, um, the vast majority of estate agents I see and talk to using AI use ChatGPT to write their particulars.
Mm.
Is that as far, do you think, as most will go?
Stuff like that will be as far as they go because there's two paths with AI really, and neither's right or wrong. One of them will be stuff that you can just take off the shelf and it's mind blowing to start with. So probably think of the first time you ever experienced ChatGPT writing a set of property details. It was
Yep.
pretty like, wow,
Or doing the model, the models, but
doing the
no one's
models.
doing them anymore, are
Right? So the first time you experience it, it'll be like, oh my God, we need to get on this. But if it's easy to get into, then obviously everybody's going to get on it. And very quickly it's going to deteriorate into being like
they?
a nice to have. You can use it or you can not use it, but it hasn't really moved the dial in your business. But some of those things will become standard. If it is, say, writing property descriptions, it may become a standard thing whereby it just becomes normal that AI does it, but it doesn't really move the dial because everybody can use it. So that's one path with AI, would be off the shelf stuff. The other path with AI, again, not wanting to get into the sort of advertising what we do, but the other path with AI is you build your own.
Yeah, because everyone says build your own chatbot on, and if you go on to ChatGPT, there's no plug and play, is there?
Not really. I mean, there you can do certain amount with Chat GPT, but Chat G separate the two words. Chat GPT and GPT are two separate things, essentially, in a very, it's a very basic way of explaining it. But a GPT is a model that you can, if you've got developers and stuff, you could build upon that. ChatGPT is the sort of front end version whereby it's like let's let the world play with this and see what they think.
So the GPT is the engine,
So the GPT is the engine.
and
So
the chat bit is just like the interface
chat bit, the
for,
chat. I mean,
for the general public.
yeah, it wasn't even a big launch when they did ChatGPT. It was sort of like they just put a link out and said like, see what you think of this, and it's obviously people were like, this is mad. But the GPT bit, OpenAI, had been around for quite a long time. If you had access to OpenAI, you could start building models. So if the other road, so we've got the road whereby it's quite easy. I've come to your estate agency, I'm offering you a product that's £200 a month, and you think it's mind blowing. You can take it and use it, and it's great. But unfortunately, so can everybody else. The other way is more difficult. You're going to connect up all of the information inside your company somehow. Um, we're talking about software, obviously, but we're also talking about, the details of what happens on your website, the details of what your brand is, the details of what your USPs are, the training modules that you have for your staff, like anything you can think of. You're going to connect up all this data into an AI system. And not only that, you're going to do it in tiny little sections. You can't just shove it all in little sections with documents that explain what the rules of this are. And then that AI will be able to do things that the next door neighbor's AI can't.
I mean, I think it's, I don't want to say switched off, not because it's not interesting, but
Yeah.
most agents probably didn't
No,
even get past the first sentence.
but that's no different.
That's the job
That's
of
no different.
CRM though,
I
isn't
guess
it?
that's no different to if I really went into the details of how an estate agency software was built by talking about lines of code. The simple version is, again, without you know, I can only talk about our products. We have an AI called Uzer 2.0, the most advanced AI in real estate anywhere in the world. You can just train it. You can just give it information about your brand and all of that stuff. It's already got access to all of your data and the external data that Lifecycle is bringing in. So when you say to it, who should I call for my next 5 listings? Only you can do that. It wouldn't matter if a guy down the road had Lifecycle, unless he had your data as well, all the market appraisals you've been on, all the contacts you've ever had, all the USPs you've got. His AI is going to be different to
So
yours.
your and again, I don't want to turn this into a,
No.
but your Uzar,
Who's there?
Uzair, sorry, is basically a system that plugs into the GPT bit. Because you've trained the trainer.
Yeah. So Uzer already has hundreds of thousands of lines of information about what is a estate agency, what is a market appraisal, what's the
Because
difference between.
you have to teach it
Yeah.
what it's looking for.
What's the difference between a valuation and a market appraisal? Why is it sometimes good to show a house to somebody who can't go ahead? Why is it sometimes not? Like, it's already got hundreds of thousands of bits of
So agents
information
could
about.
do that if they had one of the other CRMs, which again the other CRM should be doing this, but let's say they don't.
Yeah.
And let's just say the CRM has open access.
Yeah.
They could build their own.
No. No, they couldn't, because their Lifecycle isn't just a CRM, it's a big data system. And I know this is really boring and technical, but the other CRMs, imagine them as a big pile of
Big Excel
data like
spreadsheet.
that. Yeah, just a big pile of data. And what people do is they use them in a different way. They write everything in notes. So it's not been broken down. Viewing feedback's in notes. Viewing information's in notes. Information about anything's in notes. And as we know, you give too much information to a large language model, it just hallucinates. It doesn't understand it. Lifecycle wasn't built like that. Lifecycle was built with viewing feedback, sits in a tiny little silo all on its own. It's only viewing feedback, and it has its own AI bot that sits there and knows what viewing feedback is. And so if someone asks a question in any way whatsoever that involves viewing feedback, it goes to that AI bot, and that AI bot only knows about viewing feedback. It understands it. It gives the information to the main bot, along with all the other ones that it spoke to. Then it gives you the answer. So again, I know it's boring technical, but if you just took a CRM that was built in the normal CRM way, it would just have all the information. It might give you some information, but mostly it would hallucinate.
I mean, I thought CRM, I thought ChatGPT could look at massive spreadsheets and spend ages. Does it?
No.
Does it literally go, "Oh, that's an easy answer"? Oh, there you go.
It just hallucinates. Try it. You know, give it a massive document that you know inside out, and start asking it questions, and you'll go, "That's not right, though, is it? Like that's wrong." Like, and it'll go, "Oh, sorry, I didn't realise that. I thought you meant this," and it'll give you another wrong answer, and it'll give you another wrong answer, and eventually it might.
See, I didn't realize this. This is, and now it's come to think about it, because I really do hammer my ChatGPT. Is if I know something's wrong, I'll challenge it, and it'll say, "Yeah, I got that one wrong."
Yeah, and it would try and
I
give
just
you
thought
that
that
one.
was me.
No, it it needs to really strong direction and small amounts of information in order to be accurate. Like, would ChatGPT know the instant difference between viewings and viewing feedback? Not really. So it first of all needs to be taught that, and then it needs clear direction on these two separate bits of information.
Because with most CRMs, if you've got the notes cover lots of multiple different things.
Anything. And
And
it's got abbreviations in there, and you can write whatever you like.
and you're telling me that even the magical ChatGPT, whatever number we're on, will not methodically go through each line?
No. It will go through each line, but it doesn't necessarily understand it all. It doesn't know that, like I say, like the nuances of like what the word waster means in conjunction with viewings and viewing feedback, and someone wrote market appraisal and someone wrote valuation. It's all just this huge, like, even inside the CRM, lots of CRMs allow you to make custom fields. Like, we have stayed away from that with Lifecycle because it's a big data system. People got annoyed. I want to make a custom field. No, it's going to cause you a problem in the future, because I need everything uniform here for the computer to understand what the hell's going on. If you've called this field memorandum of sale and someone else has called it MOS, how will the computer know?
So actually, in the first video, you said that a lot of people are putting large language models, AI, on a pedestal, thinking that it can solve the world's problems. When in reality, is that unless you structure it right,
Unless the software exists, it can't do anything.
it's as lazy as an egg on a Friday afternoon.
You can ask ChatGPT to put you together this great spreadsheet. And the reason it can do that is because Microsoft own a large part of OpenAI and they give it access to Microsoft Excel. And so it can understand words and numbers, so it can use Microsoft Excel. But if they didn't give it access to Microsoft Excel, it wouldn't be able to put you a spreadsheet together. So the software has to exist already. And if that software is complicated to use, think back to the first video. I said, to use a computer, you used to have to be able to program. And then suddenly they put a graphical user interface. All you have to do is click a mouse. So my software might sound incredibly difficult to use, but with AI, you can just talk to it. You just go, well, I want to get some listings. Who shall I call? It'll go, this guy reduced his house like 2 days ago and has been on the market for 7 weeks. So you might want to give him a call. We've got this many buyers that match. We've sold this many properties nearby. Like, here's his telephone number. Here's his email address. This person has just been reading what to do if you're not happy with your agent. You've done a market appraisal. It can already do all of that. You just can't talk to it. You've got to go and find it. But AI will allow you to just talk to it. But that's all the AI is really doing, even though it seems magical.
You see, you've blown my mind that it's not the panacea you think it is.
No.
And it all rests on if you've got shit data in fields, he ain't gonna go looking for it or assume because it's a lazy little bugger.
And look, I spoke to another one of the CRM providers a couple of weeks ago on a podcast who was saying, "Oh, the big corporates, they're going to kill it because we're taking all their data and we're putting it into AI." And it's incredible. I was like, "No, it's not. It's not incredible. It's the corporates have no soul. That's their problem, right? They have no vision, no mission, they don't have a reason for speaking to people. They're just corporates. And so what AI can do is what they were already doing, just much faster. So they were already sending maybe 20 crappy emails a day to people. Now it can send 100 crappy emails a day. And that's all it's going to do.
Still crap email.
It's still crap email. It's a crap software with a crap message from a crap company, and it can do it faster. So I guess to sum it up, what is your software or your business currently doing that if you could 10 times the speed you do it, would move the dial in your business? If the answer's the software's not a lot that I'd want it to speed up, then the problem's in the software. Like AI is not going to solve that for you.
When I say estate agents are lazy, I don't mean that, but basically we want it served on a plate, prepared.
Yeah, as does everybody, right? Not just estate agents, everybody
Okay,
wants
I want some listings.
Yeah.
Press a big button.
But the truth is they don't, because Lifecycle can already give them that. But a lot of agents are too busy to go and look at the list that the software has said, these are the people that are going to list.
Well, that's a mindset issue, isn't it?
It's a mindset, but they're also busy. I mean, like, most estate agents are understaffed with the amount of volume that they're doing. So when in the day are they supposed to have this hour to just sit down and go through the computer? So it's just a shift in the way of working. The way that I was taught estate agency and the way estate agents have been taught ever since hasn't evolved. Oh, and then they're part of your week. You sit down and talk to the computer about listings. So it's just a retraining of the way you work.
But again, AI can do the heavy lifting by ringing them up, can't we?
If you want it to, not yet, but like at some point, yeah, AI will just be able to come to you and say, I've been having this conversation with this person, they're ready to list. Not yet, but
it's on the horizon. Well, maybe that's an opportunity to have a look at what the future of AI will be in 10 years' time.
Sure.
I'll see you on the other side in part 4.
Okay.